So, how deep did you get into drugs?
I got, I got in real deep, actually. I've done everything out there on the streets. But that crystal tea, we had crystal meth, crack cocaine, which was big back then, man. That had me. I couldn't hold. I got to the point where now I lost the business. I lost a lot of money. I went through a lot of money. I went through my fingers, nothing to show. And I tell you what, you start getting on that stuff, man, your money. Yeah, how it is. Chasing the first one.
Yeah.
And, I went through a lot of money, but I started losing self-esteem. I started losing my fight. I started just getting weaker, man. And it really had me messed up. I really was. I was getting bad.
And do you know how long was that duration of just falling deeper down in the hole with drugs?
Well, I was always partying. I had an addiction. I was an alcoholic, had addiction for a long time, but I wouldn't really admit it, But I'd still I was functioning. I could go to work. I could still make money and do what I did. Then it was getting to the point where, okay, now I'm losing it all. Now, so that duration there, I know that was a good 4 years maybe. Where I was just on a downward spiral.
So during that time, how many relationships did you lose, and how many relationships did you yourself ruin?
A lot. I don't know how to put a number on it, but pretty much everybody that reached out to me, man, I was hurting. I was lying to them. I was stealing from them. It was, especially my mother, man. She loved God. She loved me. She showed me a lot of love. And so, man, I heard her ripped her off probably the most. Overdosed 3 times. 2 of them were in front of my mother. So, every relationship. And I was burning bridges. I was so deep, man, I wasn't thinking about nobody but myself. Living for myself. I went from cocky, arrogant to, man, all I was thinking was motivated was to get high. And, addicts out here are the most creative folks on the planet.
Yeah.
Get high. You got in your mind to get high. You'll climb over some barbed wire. Hey, you'll do anything to get high.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's where I was. I was definitely there. Man.
Yeah, I seen them out in the streets. They get a little elaborate, and their ways to haul things get elaborate as well. So it's a terrible thing to go through the community and see the damage that is done.
Oh man, just like I said, through the years, I say I was an honor student. Yes, Your Honor. No, Your Honor. No contest, Your Honor. Hey, I was just in and out of trouble, but it just got so bad. I was burning brain cells, man. I was just, ready to give up, pretty much.
Yeah. Well, what made you get saved? What happened in your life that told you to turn it around?
I had ripped off a couple of dope boys, and I did some stuff that, once you're doing that, you got some stuff coming, right?
Yeah.
So the word's on the street. I got my name out here. So-and-so's looking for me, blah, blah, blah. Well, my dad had reached out to me. And he was taking me to this conference in Indianapolis Stadium. It's like a Christian conference. I didn't want to go to it. But I need to get out of here. Because they're looking for, I'm making a mess. I'm starting to look over my shoulder now, And so, anyway, I went to it. I had to literally call off work to go to this thing. So I went to it. He took me there, and there's 10 guys, right? I'm like, man, the last thing on my mind is hanging out with Christians. I don't want to hear those Bible thumping me on with the Word of God. I don't want none of that. I don't want to sing with nobody. I don't want to dance with nobody. I don't want to be around none of this. I just got to get out of Akron. And so I went, and it was 2 nights. And the first night, man, I'm telling you what, man, I was hearing it was 65,000 men singing. And I just came out of an environment, man, that is, whoa, it's culture shock. So I'm fighting it, man. But anyway, Friday night, go back to the hotel, I was exhausted, man. You know what I mean? It's like, whoo. And so next day I go in there and man, hey, I was fighting this thing. And man, this brother was preaching the gospel, which I had heard my whole life. I've heard that. Ain't nothing new with me. But I needed to hear from somebody that believed what they were saying. You know what? I didn't even really know I needed to hear it. I wasn't looking to hear it, but I'm saying if I was going to hear it, I need to hear it from someone. Because I've seen a lot of people, you know, they talk one thing, I watch the way it is, and you know, whatever. But I didn't think it was real. I just didn't see it. You know what I mean? So much. Anyway, I heard this brother bringing it, and I'm telling you, it felt like I was the only one in the whole place he was talking to. And we always say, you know, it's like the Lord reading your mail. You know what I mean? I'm like, wow. And so anyway, he's talking about this old rugged cross and God, you know, so loved the world. My heart's pounding, man. And so he gave an invitation to come forward. Thousands of people going forward. I jumped up. You know, I jumped up on my feet, bro. You know, I jumped up. I got caught up in it. I jumped up so fast, I was embarrassed, man. You know what I mean? Like I said, I got these guys here. They're praying for me. I don't really know them, but I jumped up. So I tried to play it off. I went to the restroom. Like, here's all these people going forward. Their lives are changing.
Yeah.
I'm going to the restroom. Like, who does it? And I'm on my way. I'm walking. I was like, wow, that's powerful. I'm just kind of trying to. This guy drops a lot of money on the floor. Another guy picks it up and runs, oh, hey, brother, you dropped this, and they're hugging each other. I said, wow, where am I, man? You know what I mean? And so anyway, I went into the restroom, and I went in the stall, and I ain't kidding you. Man, it hit me. And I was like crying, man, and I was like, what in the world, man? You know what? All of a sudden, like stuff my grandmother used to talk about, like I knew it was real. I really believe in my heart, with all I got in me, man, was God was telling me, last call. It's your last call.
Yeah.
I done played games with God, whatever, in my past. And I really believe with all my heart, it was my last call. Because I was getting, man, I had, police was going to arrest me, man. I had a lot of stuff was coming to a head. And I was like, man, all right, Lord, I don't even know how to pray. And I really was like, man, I need a miracle. I need a miracle. That was it. I prayed. I don't even know exactly the words I was saying, but I was saying that I need a miracle. And so I came out of there. I go back to the group. They're all in circles praying. And so, man, for the first time in my life, I wanted to pray. So I just jumped in, started praying, man. Next thing you know, they're jumping on me and all this. And I can't even explain, man. It was such a freedom because I was fighting it for so long, you know what I mean? And all of a sudden, this is true, this is no joke. All of a sudden, I didn't have no fear at all about anybody looking for me back in Akron. Like, I really was like, you know what? If they're going to kill me, bring me. What you gonna? And so that was my attitude. Like, it just came on. It wasn't arrogance. It was just like, if it happens, it happens.
Yeah.
Like that's how I felt.
It's like you became at peace with.
I really was. You know what I mean? I know I burned a lot of bridges, and I wasn't trying to justify nothing. And I was like, you know what? If this is what I'm changing my life. If you'd have told me back then, I was going to be in ministry. I mean, I can't even explain how it happened little by little, you know? But honestly, my life started to make sense. Started to see like a big picture, you know?
And that's good. How long have you been clean?
It was June 24th, 1995.
Congratulations on that one.
Yeah, that was a miracle. And I had a 2-year-old son at the time. And, I got 4 kids, 5 kids, 13. Well, got about 12, 13 grandkids now. But all that wouldn't have happened.
If he would have kept on the path he was on down. Yeah.
Yeah. And I tell you what, it's not been easy. Like, it wasn't just, I didn't just pray a prayer and, my life's different. No, man, it was like, I got to tell you this because, first thing I did was I'm over here at this church where the pastor tried to pray with me out here on the streets. I come to church and people like, hey, here's Randy Baker, man, hide your tools, they're checking me out. If he's real, is this real? He's really watching, man. Well, I'm coming every time them doors are open. I'm in the building. Anytime outreach they got going on, I can't. I want to go do serve.
And what church is this?
Akron Bible Church.
Okay.
On Brown, South and Brown over here where it all goes down. And so I'm going every time the doors are open. I'm sitting at home. Guess who shows up at my house? Dope man. Waving a bag of rocks in my face.
No.
Come on, let's get high. I said, nope, I'm done. He said, that's what you always say. You know what? When he said that, man, I felt powerless. Because I was sitting there like, man, I you know what? All of a sudden, he's going in my kitchen looking for a lighter. So I'm saying no. But man, I'm getting weak.
Yeah.
I'm on the edge of my couch, almost ready to go find a lighter. You know what I mean? That's how close I was. And I'm sitting there like, man, I said, man, what I did was real. I meant all this that happened to me, I meant that. I don't want this. But man, I'm getting ready to collapse. I'm getting ready. And you know what happened, man? The guy left. He went out my side door. He just left. And one thing you got to realize, this dude don't ever leave. He don't ever leave. He left. I fell on my floor. And I'm gonna tell you what, I cried, man, my guts. I cried like a baby for real. And I almost couldn't breathe. I was crying because I was like, man, I knew the devil was in my living room, but I knew that day it was over. I was a free man. And I got up and I was like, you know what? I already know I'm saved, man, but I was like, Lord, I'm gonna serve you now. Whatever. I'm yours.
Okay.
And I meant that. And it's been it ain't been easy, but I tell you what, that's where I'm coming from,
Yeah, I heard your name way before I met you. So you're doing some positive things in the community.
Well, hey, everything you ever heard about Randy Baker, it's worse. You never know that.
I haven't heard the bad stories.
But I'm saying it, and so so what got me was the preacher that believed what he was saying. So that's how I'm trying. I don't follow that same model, man, because otherwise it's just words. It's just noise. You know what I mean? Out here on the streets, people watching, see what. So trying to get back out here.
Yeah, and that's an important thing. You're on an important mission. So in a little bit, we're gonna go in the back where you feed the community, and anybody's welcome. For the
Hope
help.
Cafe.
Yeah, Hope Cafe.
Hope Cafe, right?
So we're gonna tune back in when we out back and watch Randy do his thing.